5 member requests, which means that we have lots more people wanting to come and see your live today, Lee.
Okay, great.
How are you guys? We're live.
How's things?
I'm always chatting away, and I'm always like, yeah, oh shit, we're live. Hi, how are you guys? And I always have the phone in my hand, and I don't want you to think that like I'm being rude. I'm definitely not. I just like to look at the questions whenever they come up. So yeah, welcome to today's live. I'm here with the fabulous Chef Lee.
Hi guys.
As you are now known in the group, Chef Lee. And I'm just going to pull up your questions here. We do have quite a lot of people actually wanting to join the group, which is great. Loads of people coming over from Instagram wanting to join. Guys, today we are going to be making Seitan chicken tenders. Now, I want to tell you how this recipe came about. A couple of weeks ago, Lee and I were discussing about how I could have more high protein, low fat, low carb food. And he's been making the most incredible Seitan steaks. One of them you actually had to marinate overnight, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I said to him, Lee, I really would love to make chicken, Seitan chicken. Now, it's not something that you had ever made before, is that right?
No, definitely not. No, it was a learning curve, but I think I've done well with it so far. Yeah.
I haven't done too many cooking.
Thanks very much.
Amazing.
She's at it again.
No, it's been amazing. It's been absolutely amazing. In fact, like I said yesterday, the first time he made it for me, I ate it cold and I was honestly licking the plate and he didn't even have the right ingredients. That is how good it was. So today we wanted to show you the recipe that Lee has been making for us. But this is actually a recipe, just to give full credit to it, that we have adapted from Veganosity, I think is the website. But Lee reckons that he can make this recipe better. But because we didn't want to delay, this is all kind of very last minute that we've decided to do these. We're going to make this recipe as is today. But as Lee makes it better and better and better,
you'll know about it.
You'll know about it. We're going to keep coming back with all of our learning. Because here's the beautiful thing about this group and about these sessions that we're going to be doing. Lee is learning right alongside you guys because full disclosure, you're not actually vegan nor even vegetarian. No. So Lee is actually learning right alongside you guys how to make things better. And sometimes I think that's even better in itself because as he learns how to make things better and better and better, and actually he eats meat. And I know a lot of you guys don't want your food to taste like meat, but because Lee does eat meat, he knows the texture and the feeling and the taste. And so therefore he can really refine the food that he makes in order to make it as much like the real thing as possible and make it work in dishes. So I'm actually, interestingly enough, going to try and shut up today.
So it's all on me, guys. Yeah, so let's go. Need to get started.
Here's what I want you to do. I'm just going to pull up the live here. Here we are. Yep. Oh, much better color today, Ryan. So loads of comments already. So here is what we're going to do. As Lee is cooking, he's going to explain everything that he's doing, show you exactly how to do it. I think loads of people are going to cook along with you.
All right, so good. So nice and slow.
Yeah, that people are cooking with you. And if you have questions, if you're like, oh, what's he doing there? What's that? What's happening? What is that? Throw them on here in the comments. I'm going to be looking at the comments and calling out all your questions to Lee while he's cooking. So don't be afraid to ask. No question is too silly. No question is too small. Just, whatever you need to know right here in the comments and we will answer them. But apart from that, I am going to just keep peering over Lee's shoulder and seeing what he's doing. And I'm going to let him take it over.
Yeah, well, it's good to get going, guys, and welcome. But as I say, so I've done this nice and simple. Kept it nice and simple to start off. And I'll go very slow as I can. But as I say, weigh out all your ingredients, make it nice and easy for yourselves. So whenever you're going to it and you're ready to go at any time. So what I would first initially do is I just get a nice wee baking tray and just fill it with a wee drop of water, probably about a ½ inch, and then just a nice rack on top. And
Does it matter the size of the baking tray, Lee? Could it be bigger, smaller?
Yeah, well, you want it around that. It could be smaller. It's okay if it overlaps, but if it does overlap, just watch over it because you turn it halfway anyway. So you do. So this needs to come to a boil. So that's the first thing that I would put on. And it's like me being a chef, this is the way I go about things. It's go, go, go. So
yeah. So are you going to teach them over the weeks how chefs would do it in terms of prepping?
In time, yes, definitely, most definitely. In time, I'll try and fit as much in as I can, and then you become chefs yourselves.
Yes, so that's what we like. That's what we like.
So guys, as I say, I've everything weighed out and measured as is, and it's all on the recipe card. So this is the Vital Wheat gluten. This is the tofu, which I've crumbled with my hands. Best thing is to use your hands.
What kind of tofu, Lee?
It's the firm tofu.
It's extra firm, actually.
Extra firm, yeah. Sorry.
Do we have some in the fridge?
Yes, there's some there.
Yeah.
Here you go, guys. So it's the naked tofu.
This is the brand that's really popular in the UK, and it does say, I think, does it say extra firm on it? Yeah, they're extra firm. So you want to look for the extra firm tofu.
So right, guys, we're going to get started. So this is the tofu. So you want to start by getting some flavor into this. This is the ½ cup of water. Just pour it in. And this is the no chicken bouillon paste. Actually quite good and quite clever.
I got this from Amazon. The first one that I bought was actually Lee was like, you do know there's chicken fat in this? I was like, no, damn, I didn't know.
Yep, so this is no chicken fat at all because I don't like using it. At the end of the day, it's not what Kim wants. So a tablespoon in there.
Sorry, my husband's like is creeping around in the background looking for the swimming stuff.
I set stuff in front of the fridge that was on the
Oh, right, okay.
So guys, what I'm doing here is just mixing it, just getting all the flavors incorporated and just getting it started for you. As I say, don't worry if it's not completely mixed, as it will mix when the gluten's put into it.
I'm going to help Ryan here while he's
So
cooking away there.
this is it, guys. So that's nice and mixed. Doesn't need to be warm. Cold will do it as long as you're using a paste. If you're using more of a dry, firm paste, maybe warm the water up just a wee bit and then let it cool before you make your actual seitan. So that's that done now. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is the onion salt. And then you have the garlic powder. As I say, this is all measured out. So much easier, guys. And then the 1/4 teaspoon of salt and the chicken seasoning. So listen, guys, I know I keep saying chicken seasoning, but it's flavors that accompany chicken, flavors that you would nicely get with it, which I know because obviously I'm a meat eater. So this is stuff that actually complements the chicken, as in seitan chicken.
It doesn't make it taste like
Doesn't
chicken,
make
does
it, no, not
chicken
at all.
doesn't really taste of anything, does
No,
it?
not at all. Well, this here gives a wee slight flavor of it, but nothing, just enhances everything more than anything. So what I do, guys, is that's all the dry ingredients. So you want to mix that thoroughly. Because as I say, once you put that into the liquid or the liquid into the flour, you want to mix it all first, because if you don't, you put that in and then you get wee bits of flavor there and bits of flavor here. This incorporates it all nice and evenly for you.
Okay, so we have a grammatical error that we've just realized, Lee. Apparently the recipe card says to use silken tofu.
Silken tofu?
So,
sorry.
There you are. We haven't been using silken tofu.
Listen, guys, all the tofu is for is whenever you're cooking it and then you're carving it, when you're biting it, it just gives you that texture. So the silken tofu, firm tofu, I would say near enough the same thing. As I say, it'll just have a wee bit more of a bite.
Oh, there you are. I didn't realize that. And can I also tell you, it does say silken tofu. You're never like, you can tell we kind of thrown this together, and it really doesn't matter, as you say, whether it's silken tofu or it's extra firm tofu. We've been using extra firm and it's fabulous.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
So use
as
either.
I say, I'm learning too, guys, and as I say, there'll be different recipes and there'll be different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
But if you want to use silk and you want to use firm, give it a try. There'll be no difference in it.
Do you squeeze the water out of the tofu?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Before you crumble it, Leanne is asking.
Yes, sorry. Yes, I do.
How would you do that, Lee? Can you show us? That is something
So
that people
basically,
ask all the time.
So the tofu, obviously you put it on a tofu press, which I had done with this. But as I say, if you just take it out of the container and...
I'll get you a bowl.
Yeah. Yep. So what I do, obviously I've been struggling for time, and as I say, not all the liquid needs to come out of it. So
Oh, this is very different to how I do it. So I'm interested to see this. Everybody has their different ways.
as I say, guys, just gets all, and this is good blue rolls. You don't get any fragments of anything.
They're all saying they love your accent, Lee.
All right, brilliant, thank you. Sorry if you can't understand me sometimes. I get it a lot.
Do they need to press it first, they're asking?
Yeah, just give it a wee press and just get all the excess liquid.
Okay.
Listen, guys, that's perfectly fine. That's grand. And as I say, just crumble it into your bowl. So you've got the two bowls. So that should get you going.
Yeah, we have a question about silken tofu versus extra firm, which I'm going to answer quickly. Is whenever you make tofu, you just boil soy milk and you put in the gari, and it separates it into curds and whey. So the curds are basically the tofu. The more water you squeeze out of the curds, the harder the tofu will become. So silken tofu is basically just tofu that doesn't have as much water squeezed out of it. If you pressed it and pressed it and pressed it for a long time, it would turn into extra firm tofu. That's the only difference.
There you go.
Take it away, chef.
But here we go. So the last thing I just want to put in is the Worcestershire sauce. We all get mixed up saying that.
Worcestershire sauce?
Yeah.
Now, this is a vegan Worcestershire sauce
Yes.
that we purchased from Amazon.
Of course.
Worcestershire sauce has anchovies in it, doesn't it? The regular stuff. I'm actually going to get the Worcestershire sauce, that just to show
Just give it a wee mix. Now, listen, guys, as I say, this is actually quite simple because the less you do, the better. That's the way I see it anyway. So,
Let's show them this, Lee, so they see, because
Yep.
they'll always be asking. So this is the Worcester sauce that we buy from Amazon. Doesn't have anchovies in it. It's gluten-free and
organic.
vegan.
So here we go, guys. So this is the Vital Wheat gluten just going in. And just slowly incorporate it. As I say, you don't want to overwork it. And listen, guys, if it's a wee bit dry, add a wee bit more water. If it's a wee bit wet, add a wee bit more Vital Wheat gluten. As I say, the gluten sometimes can change. So just a simple wee splice of water. As you see, it's just a wee bit too dry there.
So this is just Lee learning by doing, is it? Learning by experience?
Yeah.
Now, somebody's asking, she can't get vegan Worcester sauce. What could she use instead?
Worcester sauce. Let me
Just
see.
leave it out, or
Leave it out. A wee bit of soy sauce, maybe.
Right,
Just to give that wee bit more umami flavour.
soy sauce and a wee bit of vinegar?
Yeah.
Or would that be? You could experiment, I guess.
Experiment, as I say. The world's your oyster. So that's it, guys. Listen, you might think it's not incorporated, but you will be needing it.
Debbie's saying, ooh la la, I'm making this evening.
Oh,
Do
brilliant.
you want that last wee bit or no?
Oh, sorry.
I'm just keeping him right. I'm just here to keep him right. That's my job in life, is just to keep him right.
First time for everything.
Yeah. Every time we have a meeting, I always say, I'm just meeting with Lee to tell him all the things he's doing wrong.
Yep.
He never does anything wrong. He's amazing.
That's every Friday, guys.
Every Friday.
So as I say, just incorporate it. As I say, if it's a wee bit dry, just give it another go. But watch what liquid you put in, because you may think it's, oh God, that's too dry. But no, it will incorporate as you see it happening now.
So you're not kneading it like
You're not
bread.
kneading it,
You're just trying to
kneading it
get
like
it
bread.
all together.
You're getting it all together, and as I say, you'll see wee bits of tofu and things. So that's all good. That's all good.
Oh, is that what that is? That's tofu?
That's the tofu.
I always wondered.
Yeah, so that's going to give it the texture, which is really good. And as I say, you didn't see me need too much there. You don't need it, because when you're rolling it out, it's going to do exactly the same thing.
Oh, interesting.
And sometimes, even in the recipe card that I had done before, so it says flour each side, but you really don't need to do it.
Flour
to
each
flour
side.
the seitan
Yeah, sorry.
on each side, just so it doesn't stick, but it really doesn't.
In America, they don't understand flour. It's the, they say flour.
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 Well,
You're going to have to talk more poshly.
yeah, I'll try my best. And as I say, you'll see it's like Vital Wheat gluten is very, very springy and elasticity. So it is, if I said that correctly.
Yeah, it has a lot of elasticity.
Elasticity.
Yeah. We knew what you meant.
And it will spring back on you.
So you're holding it with one hand,
Holding
while
it
you're
with
kind
these.
of pushing it apart.
Yeah.
Could you just bash this with the heels of your hands?
You
or
could
would
if
it
you
not
want, but
really work?
I tend to just enjoy it.
Right,
Very
okay.
therapeutic.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't really bash it, to be honest. As you see, it will spring back.
Yeah.
But just give it a wee chance.
And you really hardly mixed that at all. That was just like, you just combined it.
And listen, guys, it's completely mixed. You may think that that's dry bits around the edges. It's not. Some of the tofu.
Right, okay. So see, that does look very unfinished to me. If I was making this, I would think, oh my God, this is not actually combined enough.
No.
But it is. It's just
It's completely fine.
completely
What I've
fine.
noticed with a few recipes that I've tried. And that's it, guys. So now is the chicken tenders. You want to cut them into the wee cutlets. So I just make them look like chicken tenders. You can dice them. You can get a ring cutter and cut them into circles. You can do whatever you want.
So you're cutting them on the angle. Why?
Just
Is that
on the
a
angle.
chef's trick?
It's a chef's trick. And what you do, you get wee caramelized edges, which just gives it that wee bit more of a flavour.
So you're just basically turning it, cutting it.
Yep.
Just
all roughly the same size.
Oh, of course, for the steaming and for the cooking. Yeah, because you want them to be the same size so they cook evenly, isn't that right?
Exactly.
Right,
the
okay.
same thickness.
Perfect. Jennifer Ennis is asking, I missed the beginning. What are you making? Jennifer, you missed a lot more than the beginning. We've been talking about this for weeks. We're making vegan Seitan chicken tenders. Very high protein, very low in fat and carbs. The perfect bodybuilder food. Not that you have to be a bodybuilder to eat it. And actually now, is this the size that you've been cutting for us whenever you make them? Because I said to Lee the other day, I asked you a question.
Sorry, whenever I steam them, I just let them cool. You're best put them into the fridge. Once it's completely cool, put them in the fridge for an hour. And it just gives it
after they're cooked.
After they're cooked, yeah.
Right.
Just refrigerate them for about an hour.
Why?
There's plenty of time. It just firms it up a wee bit more.
Okay.
Definitely. And then whenever I was doing a few, I was cutting them into more medallions just for presentation style too. But you said it was just a wee bit too tough.
Well, yeah, it was. I mean, they were beautiful. You could eat them beautifully. But I noticed one of the ones that I had that was slightly thicker. When I chewed on it, it was softer. If you like, it was definitely a lot softer. So we're experimenting with the different ways to.
Definitely, and as I say, guys, this is a journey with all of us, and so we're good to go. So this has come to a boil now. Just bring it over. And the good thing about the wire rack, guys, you can use a steaming basket as long as it's flat, that's okay. But this gives a nice, like, wee griddle marks on it when it's finished.
Samantha's saying, when I made this recipe, I used silken tofu, and she didn't get the little white greeny bits. It all just, the silken tofu just
depends how much you break it down, I just think it's so much nicer because it gives that effect at the end, definitely.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I just made a wee lid with tin foil, but as I say, if you have a lid, use it. So just cover it up, and it gets 25 minutes. What I do is halfway through cooking is, sorry. So what I do is I put it down to a medium-low level.
So the first one was the boiling plate. That's very high
This
heat.
is boiling, so you can't see it. If it's gas, you'd see it a wee bit better. So this is high, this is medium low. So I've turned that down, so this will be down.
Do you need to check the water, Lee, halfway through it or anything?
No, once you've enough water in it, you do. As I say, once you've turned it down, it's just a nice wee simmer. As I say, just turn it halfway. So halfway, set a timer, and just turn it halfway.
I have another question. Does it need to be super tight, the
not
foil?
Really, not really.
Is it better if it's not, or does it not really matter?
I've never really seen any difference. You're just going to lose more moisture. You lose more water in a sense. But as I say, if you hear it, like, listen, use your ears. This is what you do as a chef. You use your senses. You use the crackling, the noises, things like that. So it's simmering. You can hear there's water in there. So just give it a wee check. And if you hear it going silent, you're losing your water too much. So maybe tighten it up. As I say, just make this lid as you go.
I'm deaf in my right ear though, so.
Oh, right, then we'll just use your left one. So listen, guys, that's the Seitan done. And as they say...
Angie is asking, sorry to interrupt you, where do I find the recipe card? Was it posted in the group? Yes, the recipe card is posted under announcements, so you can go there to download it. And Nina is saying, if you don't have an aga, can you just use a griddle pan on what heat, or better in the oven?
Well, yeah, just basically, if you've got a stove or whatever, you use a hob. Just as I say, you use your pan and then a basket on top with a tinfoil or lid. Any'll do. Just I've got an aga, so I use it.
Could you use a steamer like you would steam vegetables in?
Yeah.
But do they need to be in single layers?
Yeah. No, just make sure they're not overlapping too much. If they're not overlapping too much, they'll be fine. When you're turning them halfway through cooking, you'll know if they're starting to get a wee bit sticky or stick to each other. Just peel it apart.
Oh, right, okay, because if you pile them up, they're going to stick to each other. I'm just thinking we have obviously a steamer basket up there with the 2-tier steamer basket. Could you do it?
You could, but you could do it in batches, but then you're going to be an hour and 25 minutes
rather than just
instead of just
that way. That's a really good way of doing
it. 2 jars.
What is the brand of the? That scared me. What was? Oh, it was Ryan. I was like, what was the noise? What was the brand of chicken paste? Natalie is asking. So the brand of chicken paste is this: Better Than Bouillon. It says vegetarian, but it's actually vegan. Better Than Bouillon. I just got this from, and it says does not contain chicken. I just got this from. Where did I get this from? I'm just checking the ingredients. Yeah, it's just vegetables, sugar, canola oil, yeast extract. I got this from Amazon. So, but Amazon America is very different sometimes to Amazon UK. They were asking to see the brands. What Vital Wheat gluten brand do we use?
God, to be honest with you, I couldn't answer that one.
Is it in the cupboard?
It's in the cupboard. I'm not too sure if there's a bag left.
I'll have a look and see. And then they want to see the Worcester sauce again, Lee?
Yep, no problem. So this is the Worcester sauce. Yeah.
Oh yeah, here it is here. And they can still hear me even though I'm not there because I'm mic'd up. Is it this one here?
That's it. That's the one.
So where did you get? We got this online, did we?
Yeah. Susie ordered it.
Susie ordered it. So my assistant Susie ordered this Vital Wheat gluten. Any Vital Wheat gluten is fine. It's extremely inexpensive. This is 1 kilo, and it's from your health store, but it's just available from Amazon. So, but anyone is completely fine. What other things are we using here? These are just Sainsbury's. Yeah, it's just a wee smoky barbecue. It says on the recipe card, this is just something that I do. That just gives it a wee bit more flavor. So you have added these in. So we should have put these on the recipe card. No. The chicken. The chicken. Okay. So it's in the recipe card.
this is just something if you want to add to it.
Did you add this to it?
No, not yet.
Oh, you haven't? You're going, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm jumping ahead, sorry.
And so
this one is a pepper and garlic char grilled chicken seasoning. Again, absolutely no chicken in it. And so this is what goes in it too. We just got those local supermarket, and I think really that is it. And we showed you the brand of tofu that we were using, but any tofu is fine, silken tofu or extra firm tofu. We should definitely try it with silken tofu as well, actually. Next time.
Give it a go, definitely, guys.
Let's see. Okay, let me see any more questions before you go on. What brand of Worcester sauce? Did you show them this one already?
Yes, show them again.
Okay, Bayona. No anchovies in it. A lot of people don't know that Worcester sauce is not vegan. Can you freeze these? Chelsea is asking. And if so, when is the best time to freeze during the cooking process, and how long do they last in the freezer?
To be honest, I've never frozen them.
No,
but
I haven't either.
I would say Kim would eat them. I keep it fresh here. Fresh every day. It's like every meal that's cooked for Kim is fresh every day. But I would say, just that. So let them cool completely. I wouldn't sear them. The next process that I'm going to do, I would let them cool completely, wrap them in cling film or even a wee sealed bag and freeze them, just batch them and put a date on them. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't freeze them for any longer than 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. And someone else is asking about could I meal prep these? Lorraine is asking, if I do this for meal prep, is it okay to make and reheat for the week? Yes,
as I say, once you do the last process, I wouldn't recommend after that because they'll just get rubbery. So they will. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't recommend that. No.
Colleen Williams is asking, this is such a common question and it always makes me laugh because she's like, is there any way to make these gluten-free? Vital Wheat gluten is literally pure gluten. It's every celiac's nightmare. Like Lee's wife, literally, if she was in here and there was Vital Wheat gluten flapping around and she even inhaled it, she would react to it.
Definitely.
So if you're celiac, stay well away from Vital Wheat gluten, okay?
As you see when you're working with it, guys, you can see how sticky it is, and that's the problem with gluten.
Yeah, exactly. Someone else is saying that their feed keeps skipping and rewinding. Unfortunately, that's your own internet connection. We're actually hardwired into the router here, and my feed is perfect here. So unfortunately, that is a problem, which is on your end. Let me see, a lot of freezing questions. Okay, so do we have more to show them? Someone's asking, do you put a sauce on them or serve them as is?
Just make sure that halfway through you turn it round. So this is the next process, guys. And it's like the old saying, here's some I made earlier. So this would take too long to cool down. So these have been chilled. And that's basically what way to turn out there.
How long are they cooking for, Lee?
They're 25 minutes turned halway. So 12 and a half.
Have you set a timer?
No, I'm just watching my watch.
Okay, no problem.
So it'll be good to go. But as I say, guys, this is the tenders here. And all I do is a bit of pepper.
Have these been cooked? They've just been steamed?
These have been steamed. Nothing else, just steamed.
Here, our big board came in handy, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I bought this board for Lee last week, and I bought the wrong size by mistake. And I was like, this is the biggest board I've ever seen. But actually, it's...
Yeah, so guys, you just want to get the griddle pan on and get it heated up.
So, Lee, someone's asking, do you need to shower before going home to your wife after making these?
Not really, just wash your hands well.
She says it's not weird. He's family now. Here, listen, if we found Lee in the shower, no one would even bat an eyelid in this house, honestly. So I have one more question.
I got the question wrong.
Does over-rolling with the rolling pin cause the cutlets to be tough?
It does. Don't overwork it. As I say, less work is best, and just try and get the liquid in right away, and don't knead it. Don't over knead it. It's not needed.
It's not needed.
It's not needed.
Don't over knead. It's not needed.
There's the first pun.
Yeah, indeed.
But as I say, guys, salt and pepper is fine, but I'm going to tell you, so this is just a smoky barbecue. If you're having barbecues or you're outside and you're griddling, you want to show off a wee bit and enhance the flavour.
Calorie-free?
Calorie-free,
excellent.
Always.
Not that that's
so
important.
All this is Sainsbury's mild and smoky barbecue. You can try something you want, Cajun powder, fajita spice, anything like that, if you want to go a wee bit Mexican. But as I say, what I do here, I have some there.
Here's one I prepared earlier.
Here's some I prepared earlier, yeah. Just a wee sprinkle.
Oh my God, I'm hungry and I've just eaten my lunch. This is awful. I'm actually dieting at the minute as well. So all this food talk and food prep and do we get to taste it afterwards once it's cooked? Do Ryan and I get to come in with a fork? You know, like they do in like those cooking shows. Ryan's behind the camera, by the way.
That's in my contract, by the way.
Oh, is that in your contract? All right, okay. Excellent. Yeah, so we get to come in and like eat.
Gotcha. So you just want to get this. Doesn't have to be searing hot because I've noticed with Vital Wheat gluten, it's not like meat. You want more of a caramelization on meat, and you can have it so hot like a steak. I know you don't want me talking about steak too much, but as I say, you can put it in when it's just getting warm because it slowly renders the vital wheat gluten and it gives it a nice crust.
Now, we have a great griddle pan here, obviously
It's
the lid to
fantastic.
cook on, but if they didn't have this,
Just a store-bought griddle pan.
just a regular frying pan?
Pan fry, yeah.
Non-stick?
Just a wee simple pan. Just
Okay.
make sure it's non-stick, and you will need a wee bit of oil, guys. So I just give it a wee brush here.
Everyone's laughing at the thought of you in the shower, Lee, before you leave to go home.
Well,
He stands outside and I hose him down. like in what was that movie? Pulp Fiction.
So do you hear, guys? Using your senses again.
Here. I come in handy sometimes.
Where'd you come?
Move my phone. Oh, like I'm putting in my microphone. Fine, isn't it? I can't wait to eat these.
What I do, since I only have 3, but if you're doing the whole batch, I would recommend having a wee tray with a bit of parchment paper on it and just once they're caramelized, put them on the tray and then just bake them in the oven. But as I say, I'm going to do this all in the griddle pan. And sure you can see too, guys, whenever I steam them, they've got the wee wire racks on them, so it just gives that effect and just gives that wee groove.
Oh, that's from the steaming from the
yeah,
wire,
yeah. So
right?
it just gives that wee groove just to get more flavor into it.
Could you make them on a barbecue?
Yeah, don't see why not. Just oil them well.
Someone's asking, could you use miso paste instead of the bouillon paste? You probably could.
Could give it a go. Yeah, nice wee
Yeah.
umami flavor.
Is that part of being? Going,
Experimenting,
let's see what's going to
trying.
happen if we use miso
Well,
instead of bouillon.
put it this way: I never walked in the kitchen and knew what I was doing. Every day's a school day,
Right.
so it's trial and error.
Okay. Hose them down. They're all laughing. Oh, no signal, Ryan. Oh, that's it's back. It's okay.
I think it's when you move, it doesn't like it.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry.
They do like a glass with it.
I nearly shit myself there. Jamie
See-
Arnold, who's our director of ops, is saying her mouth is watering after that sizzle.
Ah, good.
This has all sounded very
Oh,
good.
did it? Sounded good. Oh, I like it. I'm glad to see that I'm useful.
As I say, guys, I would put more of a char on this if I was putting it onto the baking tray. But as I say, I'm going to do this on the griddle pan, and then I don't want to overchar.
What do you mean put a char on it when you're...
So basically, see the brown,
Yeah.
as you would on a piece of meat, anything like that. You're putting a crust on it. Crust is flavor.
Okay.
So it is.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, I was always taught color is flavor. Always. So
Color is flavor.
Color is flavor. Like you render a mushroom, it becomes like dark and brown, not burnt. It gets this nutty flavor, and it just enhances everything. So
I really am hungry now. Michelle is asking, could you smoke these? And if so, would you do that after steaming? You know we have a smoker.
Oh, I didn't actually, but I will give it a go. As I say, yes, guys, smoke it, give it a try. The world's your oyster, just give it all a go.
Now, do those need to go in the oven now? Are they not cooked in the inside already?
They're not really cooked. They wouldn't be cooked. They're completely cooked.
Yeah.
And listen, guys, these are cold. These are from the fridge.
Okay.
If you're doing it from here, you usually straight into the griddle pan. But I always recommend chill it first and then do the process all over again. But this will need warmed in the middle. As I say, they'll still be chilled in the middle.
Okay, so the only reason why we're putting these in the oven is because they were cold before cooking.
They were cold.
But if they came straight off there, you could griddle them and...
Yeah, but then I don't want to contradict myself too, because I did say it needs an hour's chill, because that just sets the gluten. It just makes it just sets everything. If you cook them straight from there, obviously you'd be burning your fingers for one, but it's not the same process. So always chill them. Always better if it's chilled.
Excellent.
And as I say, you're just waiting about 5 minutes in the oven. But if you're doing these here and you just want to do them on the griddle, just turn it down, play with the temperature, just keep turning it every 2-3 minutes, and you should be grand.
They're all getting excited about the Caesar.
The Caesar,
The Caesar salad. We're doing Caesar salad next week.
Yeah, and listen, guys, it's exactly the same chicken, but I'm going to show you how to do a Caesar salad with the no oil Caesar dressing, which is actually really, really good.
It's the best Caesar salad I've ever eaten in my entire life.
And there will be a couple of accompaniments like a few changes with it. You can add to it, like you can put the croutons if you want to spoil yourself at the weekend. Some blouse tomatoes, and sometime I'll show you how to do those.
We should definitely put all those in, because the thing is, this is not like it is a Sculpted vegan kitchen group, but no one is, some people are calorie counting, but it's not like one of my shred programs. So just do it like for flavor.
Yeah, if you want, guys, it's all about flavor. That's what I love. So, and I'll show you a couple of wee tricks of the trade.
For sure, absolutely. Right, so, and Jim is asking what is the calorie count, but it's actually on the recipe card, the calorie count. I'm just looking at myself on the camera with this bun on the top of my head. I look like a Teletubby. I really should make more of an effort whenever I do these. And you know what else? Did you see I'm doing a wee bit of a wee bit of PR here today? For Buns and Guns, baby. Launching on Monday. I know you're all very excited about Buns and Guns. For those of you who do not know what Buns and Guns is, I'm going to give you a full sales pitch now. Buns and Guns is our most epic shred program ever. It is 8 weeks long. It comes with 3 training programs in the gym, at home, in your home gym, or with resistance bands. And it has a $42,000 prize fund. Yes, you heard me correctly. $20,000 first prize, $10,000 second, $5,000 third, $3,000 fourth, $1,000 fifth, and $500 for 6th to 10th place. You would be crazy not to take part in this because $20,000 is a shitload of money. $10,000 is a shitload of money. $5,000 is a lot of money too. And it launches Monday the 10th, and the competition starts Monday the 24th of May. Sorry, just interrupting that.
Yes.
That was like a commercial break, wasn't it? That was like now we're going to go to a commercial break.
Sure, that's good.
Okay.
As I say, we're just waiting on the chicken anyway, but then we could just give it a wee check here.
Yeah. Oh, come on, cut it up. So I want to eat it, Lee. Farmhouse Compost is saying, would you be able to add nutritional yeast to this recipe without messing it up? My question is, why would you want to?
Yeah, don't fix it if it's not broke.
If
guys.
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. There is actually a couple of recipes that I will be using with the nutritional yeast. Just gives that more nutty flavor.
It does. And also it's packed with B vitamins, so it's extremely healthy.
There you go, guys.
Packed with B vitamins. You guys, they're all getting excited about the Caesar salad.
Oh, brilliant. So listen, guys, it's all good to go. Okay. As I said,
I'm dying to get a knife and fork
same
now.
board is no problem at all because it's not as if it's raw meat.
Yeah, because there's no meat on it. Am I allowed to try one of these? Or are you going to dress them up or do something with them?
Give it a go. I didn't know I was going to have to dress, so
okay,
just as is.
Okay, I'm going to cut through the middle now. We're going to have a wee look at them. Now these were cooked before and reheated. Oh my god! And this is where I actually licked the plate. The texture is so good.
Yeah, and that's the ones that have been chilled, guys. I wouldn't see a problem with freezing them. As I say, just don't let them be in the freezer too long. And the longer they stay in, they'll obviously lose their texture.
Ryan would probably eat off the same fork as me, but do you want to taste one?
Yes, of course.
Well, no, I was asking Lee, actually.
Yeah. You doing it for me?
Yeah, I did for you. Feeding him. And I'm just going to give Ryan the same fork as me. We share stuff like this. Here, Ryan. You guys can't see Ryan, but he's like, now you see the food, now it's disappearing. Oh my god, that is so good. Isn't it good?
Guys, it's not chicken, and you have to understand that, but as I say...
Now, what are the macros on this? I have to go look.
Off my mind.
They are amazing. Shouldn't hold my mouth though.
That's so good.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
So one of these, you cut it into 6, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
One of these is 172 calories, 31 grams of protein. That is huge. Like one of these has more protein than a chicken breast, because a chicken breast of this size would only have about 24 grams of protein. 2 grams of fat. And it doesn't say actually. Oh, it does. Carbs, 8 grams of carbs. So you would think because it's a powder, it's going to have loads of carbs. It really doesn't. Like those macros are insane. Do you want another bit, right? Mm-hmm. Can't remember which one was yours here. You can have that one. Ryan's like, give me more. Like, it's so funny. So the macros on them are absolutely and utterly insane. Okay, so did you turn those already? Or?
No, as I say, I'll turn those off.
Well, can you show us?
Yeah, of course,
yeah, show us.
Yeah.
Oh, here they are here.
Yeah.
I think this would be good to see. Well, you need to kind of bring it over here. So
of course, guys.
See it with the
so listen,
camera.
guys.
I'm not using all the bits here.
Just turning them halfway through, and it just gives it that nice wee griddle mark on it.
Oh my god, those are so good. Lee, you're not saving these for anything, are you?
No, just don't be eating too much. You'll not eat your dinner.
Oh no, I will eat my dinner. You know me, I'm a bloody...
And as I say, guys, whenever you've turned them and you think you need more water, just add a wee bit more water. It's no worries at all.
Are you able to... Here, I'll unhook you, Ryan. Not me.
So that's them turned. You see the wee griddle marks on them. Good to go. Sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you go in close? No, let's see them in closely because they like to see what they really should look like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Amazing.
And as I say, guys, that wee smoky barbecue seasoning, it just gives it that wee bit more flavour. Really good, really tasty, and be great for a barbecue.
Yes, here those would be really good on a barbecue. Would you cook them? Sorry, just talking with my mouth full here. Would you cook them and chill them before you would put them in the barbecue? Would you put them
have them chilled, and just obviously the process that I had showed you, just have them in the fridge ready to go. So it's one less thing to do.
Do you recommend putting these on? So would you bring them up to room temperature before you would barbecue them?
Yeah, definitely. Just leave them out for an hour or two. Should be fine. Like as I say, guys, it's not meat, so the chances of any complications coming from them is very slim.
Amazing. Okay, guys. Shoving food in my mouth. That is today's demo over. If you have any more questions, ask them here before we finish. Joyce Stratford is saying, I do not know what chicken seasoning is or where to get the paste mentioned in the recipe. Chicken bouillon powder can I use instead of paste?
Chicken bouillon powder, as long as there's no chicken in it. But obviously, the only thing is, as long as it's not a granules, because what a granules will do, this is trial and error with myself because I couldn't find the right ingredients, but we've obviously found them now. So with the granules, it'll set whenever the Seitan set and it cools. It gives you that more jelly, like rubbery feeling. So I don't recommend using it, but a powder should be grand. Like.
Yeah, powder should be grand, but you probably need a little bit more liquid, would you then?
Yeah. You probably will. Excuse me. As you're mixing it, you probably notice that you will need a bit more liquid.
So someone is asking, let me see, what would you serve them? Anita's asking, what would you serve them with for dinner?
Well, as I say, guys, a nice wee Caesar salad's perfect. Keep it nice, keep it fresh, or you could do a nice bit of grilled asparagus with a bit of garlic oil, salt and pepper, nice and simple. A wee bit of barbecue sauce, maybe that. So plenty of options.
Yes, a wee bit of grilled asparagus is amazing. And maybe one day we will show them the sweet. They're all asking about the sweet potato. Yes,
I have it down. Probably maybe week 5 or week 6.
Yeah, we actually probably would have had time to show them how to make the Caesar as well, actually. So maybe we'll think about that for future. But you know what? Sometimes I think it's really good to keep these recipes simple. Just to show you exactly how to make the chicken. And then you guys can go away. So what we want you to do is we want you to go away and make this recipe, and then just watch the video over or do it alongside Lee. And then if you have any issues or have any questions, definitely post them in the group. You can tag Lee, but he's very busy working here, and then he goes home and he has a 1-year-old and a wife.
Busy.
He's busy when he goes home as well, but he will try his best to get to them. But also we have a full team of coaches here in the Facebook group. And I'm actually going to set up a Facebook group with you and the coaches. So if questions are coming up, they can ask you. So we have a full team of coaches here who are all very experienced vegan chefs or vegan cooks. They're not chefs, vegan cooks. And they can also help you with your questions. So any questions you have, we will definitely try to answer them. One thing I do just want to say before we go is please resist the urge to private message Lee on Facebook. In fact, we have a rule. I think after yesterday's live, Lee got quite a few messages privately from people he didn't know. He was like, should I respond? Should I not? So we actually have a blanket rule in the company that coaches are not allowed to private message, people on Facebook Messenger, simply because their time is already taken up with so much work. And if once you get into a private message conversation with somebody, it does require a hell of a lot of back and forth. And also it's kind of extra private coaching that you haven't paid for. So please, with all due respect and said with so much love, please don't be messaging Lee privately. If you have a question for him, you can post it in the group, and then his answer can help everybody if indeed he has time to answer. So everybody can see the answer to that question. So no private messages to any of the coaches or to Lee, if you could please. But definitely we would love to see pictures of your recipes as you cook them. And any questions, any suggestions you have for things that you would love to see? Are you open for suggestions?
Yeah, definitely. All the way. As I say, we're in this journey together. So might as well.
Isn't it cool that we're in this journey together? People are like, how's it going to happen? And what's going to happen? And I'm like, I don't know. And Lee was like, so what's happening next week? And I was like, Lee, honestly, you'll figure this out about me. We're just going to show up, turn on the camera and wing it.
Yeah, definitely. And as I say, it's more comfortable that way. And it means that I get to take time and do what I want to do, and it's good. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. Well, listen, Lee, thank you so much for doing this, for giving up your very valuable time.
No problem.
Thank you, Ryan, my creative director, who is behind the camera, who you guys don't see. Poke your head in front of the camera, Ryan, and say hello. He hates it when I do this. Say hi, there he is. And thank you guys for joining this group and for showing up here. I hope you're going to get a lot out of these videos. We absolutely want to hear what you would like Lee to cook. We do have the next month planned, But if you have any suggestions of things that you'd like to see or learn how to make, throw them in the Facebook group. We'll do polls. We'll learn together. We'll grow this together. We'll get loads of feedback from us and from you. And we'll have loads of fun while we're doing it. Okay, thank you so much for showing up today, Lee. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. Thank you.
And we'll see you same
Bye,
time
guys. See
next
you
week,
again.
Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. UK time. Be there or be square. That's a very old saying. It's not really.
No, sure.
Should come up with better ones, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
We'll have to come up with a wee catchphrase.
Yeah.
Like, what do they have one on like Ready, Steady, Cook?
I don't know.
Let's cook or something, don't
they?
they? Yeah, we'll come up.
with something.
Yeah, come up with ideas for us in the group of what our catchphrase
Yeah.
can be each week, and we'll implement it. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thanks. See you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.